it's going to be.
In the bottom right of Frost, he has to win or he is out. He is.
Stats.
To the top right in red for generic Green Wings. This man's known as
7.
Also known as Rogue. So there's an old dying concept, which is that the bigger map means the Zerg player is favored because he has more time and he can build a composition, he can do the game that he wants.
Yep.
Zerg's a macro race, but the reason why this is dying, I feel, this idea and this concept, is because Frost players sort of realize, like, wait a minute, I don't have to like go and kill him or punish him. Actually, I can just play the late game, and if it's a big map, then you can't attack me either.
Yeah.
And I'm going to build a late game composition that's better than yours. And Zerg players are struggling to deal with that, you know, massive Tempest compositions, big Void Ray armies with Colossi,
No matter
Templar.
what composition you make, there's a composition that can beat it from the other race.
Yeah.
Like, that is the case. There's no, like, completely 100% unbeatable army. There's ones that are hard that obviously you have to run more than 200 supply into. But that's sometimes just the way things are.
That's
now,
true.
I would say, yeah, it's not that way anymore. Obviously, you want a big map so that you don't die early on to, like, a rush.
It needs to be big enough. But when you get a
like,
massive map...
The thing is, small maps now are not as bad for Zerg in some ways because, like, swarm hosts become quite powerful on a small map.
Yeah.
Because it's like the never-ending pressure that can come out of it. But we aren't seeing swarm hosts nearly as much anymore, as Protoss has got plenty of practice against them.
I feel like massive maps, which we've had a lot of in our time, are starting to become Protoss favored slowly. Imagine if we had a map like Terminus Re or Atlantis Spaceship in the pool right now. How sad Zergs would be, I feel, in this matchup. You know, even a map like Crevasse or...
I wonder, because every map does have its own flavor, its own shape.
Well,
you know, like this map and Ultrazine are pretty similar in size, but I would say, like...
Ultrazine has the backdoor expansion you take for free.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, just the layout overall of Ultrazine and its size. I feel like a really, truly great late game Skytoss player can absolutely kill any Zerg on it. Here, not as much, you know. It's not quite as simple a feat.
No. Well, I just I think that late game composition is so difficult for Zerg players to deal with, and if you master the transitions as Zest has, you know, when you like are preemptively making Phoenixes, knowing the transition is there in the Mutilus, you know, when I was watching that game here in the studio, that was on Ultrazine, if I'm not mistaken. It's just like you can see how difficult it is for a Zerg player to stay one step ahead if he hasn't done damage early on.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it feels like in the old days, it was the Protoss always had to attack and do damage to cripple the Zerg, and now it seems to be the opposite. The Zerg has to attack that third base of the Protoss player and do damage or cripple.
Protoss definitely has gotten some better late game weapons, such as Void Rays are better than they used to be, Phoenixes are better than they used to be, and the Tempest exists. So
people figured out Archons are good.
Yeah, part of it's that, and part of it is just Protoss. People figured out Protoss recently. People have been pretty much on track with Zerg for quite some time now, whereas Protoss has evolved just drastically over and over and over.
Terrans have been pretty solid.
Yeah. People are finally starting to figure out again that you're supposed to go mech and TVT, though. That's taken a while.
Yeah, I think that...
They were like figuring it out, and then someone's like, well, we're going to make Blue Flame only give +5 attack, which is still the biggest upgrade in the game. People are like, we can't do mech anymore. It's not doable ever again. Oh my god. It's over. Never again, mech.
You know how many arguments I had with Karn about this topic? Karn always Blue Flame Hellion builds, but like...
Well, it's just so crazy. It's like, and well, anyways, I'm still bitter about that. Finally, though, it was a good TVT last night.
Yeah, that was amazing. Go back and watch Pro League VODs if you haven't seen them yet. I know you're like, I don't know, I stayed up all night watching that, now I'm watching this, I don't have time. I'm like, well, make time.
Make time.
There's no StarCraft
Once you
on
make
Saturday.
Time, send me a tweet and let me know how you did it, because I need more of that.
Yep.
Now, this is very interesting, because this is what Stats did before, basically, where he goes Phoenix, very fast third base. He's getting an upgrade. It's pretty greedy, right? Now, there's a few lings over here, but Savage immediately makes like 20 more lings. His speed is not quite done yet, but he is investing a lot into stopping this. And look at that. That was some fancy building placement by Stats to be able to get that cannon up behind buildings.
Yeah, that probe micro, man, that probe was like Michael Jordan. I don't know.
Well, let's see. It's going to need a Scottie Pippen probe here.
Oh! Houdini, that probe. That comes over to die, but
Well, does he actually
think
get
actually
this?
the Nexus will... Nah, no, not with these other wings.
He's got it for sure now, especially with speed up.
Yeah.
And you know what? Savage has he's changed it up. He knows what Stats is doing. He knows the range of Stats builds, and he's countering him well at this point. This was such an important moment. The thing is, this is basically the same build that we saw before, and because Savage watched it before and decided to make a small change in his build if he saw it, probably now Stats isn't going to be in Code S this season, based off this one build that he reused one time. How crazy is this beautiful game called StarCraft II?
It's amazing. I love it. Now,
it's like, oh, you try to use that build twice?
Now he's just going to do 2-base Colossus Void Ray all in, I think.
I think he's going to take a third still.
I don't think he can. I don't think he can. I mean, he will, but
so?
It's going to be so slow. With all these lings here, he can't do it now.
If he tries to do an all-in with Void Ray Colossus off 2-base, when that... Like, his Colossus Bay is not even halfway done, or it just got halfway done. That Colossus is going to be so slow. I think that would be a terrible idea to do it off 2-base.
I think there is no
third.
I think there's no good idea. There's no good plan here.
Well, he's definitely in trouble.
Even with the Void Rays coming out right now, if he tries to make a Nexus, it's going to be killed by lings. Like right now, if he starts it, no chance. If he waits for a few more units to come out, he can take it. But if he waits, then well, he's waiting, and that's the biggest issue of all. So.
Oh man. We'll see.
He made more Phoenixes, by the way. I think he made like 2 more. How many did it go up to? 5 or 6?
I think he made 1 more.
Okay, 1 more?
I believe.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. This again? Okay, at least he stops most of them.
I think he's still going to break through here, but it buys him some time, which he sorely needs.
He'll be fine with the Sentry.
Yeah, the Sentry comes in. And actually, this costs him... Well, actually, he might still just be able to get this Nexus. This Force Field's going to work against him.
Oh, God. Not just the Nexus. Well, a couple Sentries as well.
Great Force Fields. They're the best he could hope for, but... This is what I mean. He can't do it. It's not happening. Oh, no cancel either.
Oh, this is rough. Stats cannot be happy at this moment.
He's even just going to kill the Zealots because he knows that he's probably forced his opponent now into some sort of timing attack. Going to kill the Pylon. Kill that probe. Oh my God! If he gets that probe. Well, he's like, oh, the Colossus is pretty good.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Well, this game's over. It doesn't matter. Like a 1-hit point Colossus.
Is this true in the booth or Savage? Like, I'm not sure.
I know, right?
Same team.
Well, now he's going Ling Corruptor. That's pretty good composition. He's making 10. He really only needs 1. Because about 1 shot's going to kill that Colossus.
Yeah. That Colossus is like an untrained clown on stilts.
Yeah, he's in some trouble. Well, you know, I do have to say, once again, I do enjoy this series, even though, you know, some people may look at it and not like it as much, just because these guys are this good. Stats reuses a strategy. Savage looked at the strategy after it was done once already today, decided a way to counter it, and now has countered it. And it's like, it was a reactionary way too. His speed wasn't exactly timed out perfect, you know?
Well, I mean, let's talk about all the pieces of what's left of this game. 73 workers out for Savage. That took him a bit of time to rebuild because he was pretty low on the Harvesters for a while because he was committing so much to Lings. Still a healthy probe count for Stats, but he can't use them without a base. Fighting here with the Lings,
yeah,
kills a
he
Colossus.
brought the Lings in to just stop a few shots.
Yeah, I think he's got enough here.
Yeah, well, the thing is, right, he got rid of Colossus, and he's getting rid of an okay amount of the flying units. This actually worked out much better for Stats than what I think anyone imagined.
I don't know if I like that attack.
I think if he led with Corruptors and brought the Lings in after, like, when the second Colossus was halfway dead or so, so like a few Corruptor volleys in.
This is like
2 to 3 volleys in.
Yeah.
No, let's say 3 volleys in or so. I think he actually does much better there because so many Lings die to the double Colossus. Like, so many.
like this even less. Well, I guess he barely finished 2-2, and he has enough Lings to break through.
That's true. He did just finish 2-2.
Well, I'm just like, oh, he's just going to fight Lings against Zealots? Because that's basically what we're watching here. I mean, if you have enough, you can break through. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. All the Mothership Core are going to go down here. He gets the overcharge off, which will save him some probes, it looks like. But
yeah. But what does Stats have to speak of right now? Is a handful of flying units, and that's it? His upgrades are not phenomenal. He has, like, not a huge amount of production nor a huge amount of units. Oh, man. Well, he warps in a few Stalkers here, and those obviously aren't going to do too much for him. Does pull back to his Colossus, but with this many Corruptors, he is just going to erase it. Yep. And I think we're just going to see a GG pretty soon.
I think so. There's no way out of this one. Don't care if he's got 100 Houdini probes. GG. Yeah. Well, man, you know what they say.
What do they say?
All Code S players are Protoss, but not all Protoss players are Code S.
Well, that's a nice stat that you just shared with us.
Just like the Rhombus, man. Well,
Savage is our winner, and as they say, 70% of all stats are made up.
Oh, that's a good one. I haven't heard that one in a while, Artis.
Yeah. All right, so a couple Zergs advanced today. This didn't go exactly how I thought. I did think that Savage had probably the highest chance to get out of the group.
Yeah.
Just because I really love his play.
Like, just because I like him?
Well, I love his play, which means I guess it does mean that I do like him. Yeah, that's true. I like people who I think play well.
He had the best chance of getting out because I like him. Well, I really like Ragnarok just as a person. I guess that's why he got out,
yeah,
too.
I like Ragnarok as a person, but I wasn't a huge fan of his play. I really didn't think he was going to get out. I thought it would probably be Stats and... I
thought it was Stats and Rogue getting out. Or yeah, Stats and Curious, actually, I thought.
Stats and Savage, or Savage and Curious were really kind of my picks, but here we are with Ragnarok and Savage.
Yeah, a bit of an upset in the group, I would say. I mean,
maybe.
Actually, not so much Rogue, I guess, but like.
No, I mean he's so good right now. You have to expect. Like I could see him getting very deep this season. If he gets round of 8, I'm not going to be surprised.
Well, we're going to take a look at our group results just to remind you guys how we got here. Of course, Savage took a 2-1 over Stats, and then Ragnarok 2-0'd Curious, and then also 2-0'd Savage to take a 4-0 and take first place. Stats was able to defeat Curious 2-0 as well, but he wasn't able to win the rematch against Stats in the final series, which put Savage into Code S.
Curious didn't win a game today. Crazy. Nope. All right, guys, in just a little bit, Wolf and I will be back to cast this crazy group: Hydra, Panic, Shine, and some guy you may have heard of. He's called Flash.
Flash is playing next, so spread the word. Get on Twitter, get on Facebook, wherever you go to spread the word about amazing things that are happening, because we're about to watch an excellent group with this amazing Terran who's so famous and so well respected, coming off of a win yesterday against Stork in the Ace match in Pro League.
Yes, the greatest video game player of all time ever is playing in Code A at 6 p.m. KST. Make sure you're there, because we will be.
Yep, he's going to be tested. See you guys in just a few hours.